Hello everybody. For today's video, we're going to talk about how I pre-production whenever I'm solo filmmaking. And solo filmmaking and filmmaking in general, is very hard. But when you're going about it solo, it's way harder and it's just much more difficult, and pre-production is much more vital to the process. And so we're going to talk about how I pre-production for this shoot I had coming up. I was planning to do, but things happened and I couldn't do the shoot. But it was for my brother, because he was going and leaving to the Philippines, and there's gonna be a story about him just preparing to leave. But things happened, and some stuff happened that prevented us from continuing the shoot and finishing it. But I didn't want it to go to waste, so I still have my pre-production board. I'm gonna show you guys what I did. And I'm gonna walk you guys through how to pre-production as a solo filmmaker. If you guys ever come across needing to pre-production as a solo filmmaker, so right here is just the whole board. I usually have way more. It's usually bigger. It's usually way more. Not as organized. For example, is a short film I have coming up. It's not done at all, but I have, here we have my in progress that I have a bunch of things to get down, where I'm just like dumping and task dumping and all that. But I made this like very simplified. I didn't have much time to pre-production. I pre-production for about probably 7 days. But my first step into even going about pre-production is just finding some inspiration, whether that be YouTube, Netflix, Vimeo, wherever, honestly. And I'm just watching films, just learning about the stories, and just educating myself on how to make a story and how to make a documentary, and just trying to better my craft. And that's just you got to find some inspiration. And I came across some good inspiration on YouTube. I was on Vimeo and Netflix for a while, and I went onto YouTube, found a good couple inspirations for this piece. I put them here. It's something for me to reflect back onto, and just use this and use it as a guiding point almost for my story. But so I have some inspiration on how the story I wanted to go. And I don't get, and after I do get my inspiration, get all that, I focus on the story. And for a documentary, what I learned is you can't just go out and just shoot. Like commercials and documentary and everything that you have to do with filmmaking, everything must be planned. Like even if a documentary, you're getting something that you're filming something that's just happening. You still want to be able to script it out and just have a plan for your story. And especially for documentaries, you can't just go out and shoot, or else the documentary would it'll be all over the place. So that's what I really learned, is you have to get a script going for it, even for documentaries. So that's my next part, and I really am careful with the script, and I revise it about 5-10 times. And so we're gonna go probably about the final script for this documentary. It's not even that long. Because I wasn't planning for this to be a long documentary. So I just script it out, and I just look at, and I just figured out what I want. And for this film, I didn't really have a storyboard because it's a documentary. So, and after I plan out the script, that's when I get into my questions. And I just have a note just for the straight questions. It's about 13 questions. So it'll get me through about a 5-10 minute documentary. And I just want to be able to get the story across. And that's when I come up with the questions, is after I write the script, so I know where the story can go. And pre-production, and then after having the script and having this direction of the story, I know what I need to film, and then what emotions I want to convey. So I have my music. I came into these last 4. I had about 20 tracks on here, and I still have those just in case. But this is the final 4 or 5 tracks that I came across, and I just really resonated with, and I felt could really move the story forward. If we want to just take a listen, this one's just a little bit of the coming up, and just the peaceful, And yeah, that's where I get the like I get the music and all that before I even start editing, before I even start filming, you know, because you want everything to be ready, everything to be like on track. So like nothing that comes along, just nothing. So like nothing surprises you. Like of course there's gonna be surprises and things don't happen. Even with this one, I couldn't even get the film done because like so much things just popped up and I couldn't even get the film done. But you know, I still have my pre-production. But you want everything to be ready when you go shoot, when you go edit. And of course, I have my reminders here, you know, because everybody really, because like you get those memes or those reels on Instagrams like, oh, I forgot my SD cards, and I have my reminders here, you know, so I make sure I don't forget anything what I have to do. And you know, my cinematography, you know, I am a DP, so my pre-production for being a DP before I go into a project is completely different to this. I might make a video on how I do that, but you know, but for this I didn't really want to go crazy with it. But I got a couple of shots I put on here. You know, that's like what I really want to capture, and like, like those are references I could always go back to show like what my film is gonna look like and keep it cohesive throughout. And some reminders on my cinematography as I'm going to shoot, and you know, and keep it very. And I wanted to keep it very simple and get B-roll, you know, and I just want to. That's how I go about my cinematography, and I just want to keep it as simple as possible, especially when I'm solo. Is that I don't have like 4 or 5 other people to help me as a DP to be able to get the shots that I want. And it is a documentary, so it's like you're literally by yourself, and as a sole filmmaker, it's like you have to keep everything as simple as possible just to even get the story going. As you know, you might have good visuals, but if you don't have a good story, it's like nobody will stay and watch. But yeah, that's really about it. It's just I make sure I go about my pre-production. I make it as simple as possible, you know, but I make sure I have everything prepared. So when I go on to shoot, I have everything that I need just laid out for me, and like it's nothing, just so I can get through the shoot as smoothly as possible, and just nothing surprises me. But this is a very simple pre-production. You know, I have other pre-productions like that I'm still going on, and it's just like that's much more complex than this. But this is as simple as possible that I've gotten it as a solo, when I'm doing a solo film. And this is, you know, this has no storyboard, no no call sheet, none of that. But this is as simple as possible. That just, you know, when I was gonna go out to go shoot, I had everything prepared, and I knew what vision I was gonna bring to the film, and you know, the way I was gonna go about it. But yeah, that's about it for the video. Hope you guys have a great day, and keep on creating and keep on making films. And thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys learned something. Peace out. Thank you.